Well, I was trying to remember the very first time I read To Kill a Mockingbird, and I don't remember my exact age, but I remember that it was a part of one of my mother's Reader's Digest condensed books that she subscribed to. And I remember that, you know, I was just struck by it, and at that time, if I remember correctly, there were even pages that had color illustrations in it. And I so enjoyed reading the book. And then in later years, when I read the book, I realized that what I had first read was indeed a condensed version, because it wasn't the full text as I read in later years, and I remember which scenes had been cut from the book. So then, of course, comparing it to later years when I saw the film version, because in my youth I did not realize that it had been a movie. I did not know anything of that until I was an adult.
I've been thinking about so many things that registered in my mind when I read the book, I listened to the book, and then when I saw the movie. And the part that really keeps resonating in my mind is the jury scene, and when the jurors left the courtroom to deliberate. And in the movie, I think Scal or Jim said something that the jurors took a couple of hours, and they were remarking to the minister, well, that's a good sign that, you know, perhaps they're really debating the issue. And I was so hopeful that the outcome would be different once they returned. And then I was thinking about the moral dilemma. I was wondering, I don't know if the jurors were faking us out, if you would, in just making us, the reader or the audience, think that they were deliberating, or were they really deliberating? Would they go against the norm? Would they go against the times as white men of the 30s if they were to come back and find this man innocent that was so, according to evidence, it was so very clear? Did they have a moral dilemma in thinking about their decision? What would win? Their sense of being morally right, and their sense of self and being right, or their sense of self in what society would speak of them, and maybe perhaps even the consequences of them standing up for being right. So, you know, that was a disappointment, and then that was a parallel to me for our modern times. And you can choose any arena, whether it's political. And I was just thinking how blatantly clear that situation was with the man being innocent, but based on what's going on in the world, will I take a moral stand because it's right, even though it's so very clear? So that was one of the things that I've been thinking about since reading the book and seeing the film again.